Welcome back, bonus Lifeies. Have you guys worried up yet? Of course not, that's why you're here. But don't worry, because neither have I. Let's get into this mess. This is season 2, episode 11, and we're back with the family. Now, Janelle is telling us that they did receive an email from Mona Reiki because Mona Reiki found a house which would be suitable for Meri. But we see the house, Janelle sees the house, Janelle likes the house and ends up taking it, okay? But I have so many thoughts about this. How on earth is a house that's suitable for 2 people now suitable for like 7 people? But we do see the house, and I have to say it's nice. And I was happy to see that there's a swimming pool there, okay? So I was glad for the kids that they get a pool. But then I find out, right, that this house has 3 bedrooms in it. And I thought, oh no, like there's 4 boys going to be sharing a room. I really do hope that Janelle has, well, she has more than one shower. We'll just leave it at that. But again, okay, again, we're seeing truly Maggie Simpson being held by one of the kids. This time it's Peyton. And oh my God, when I was watching this, I realized, okay, that we've never heard Trudy cry. We've never heard her. This child is such a little angel. She really, really is. Oh my God, she's adorable. So we find out that there's 2 weeks left in the Airbnb. Meri and Christine can't find houses, and Christine is very stressed, okay? Which I would imagine that is stressful. Now, I'm about to be bothered, okay? I don't like when Christine does stuff like this because I love Christine, but I feel like it's my duty as a reporter, okay, as an investigator over here in Skinbam Productions. I have a duty to report, okay, and I am reporting that I'm very bothered by this. Now, I'm often bothered by Robyn, okay, and she is here too, but it's with Christine, okay, because Christine is pulling and tugging at McKelty, and apparently, like, this kid is not dressed modestly enough, okay, and I don't really understand why, but I'm going to describe it to you, okay? So, by the way, she has a pair of jeans and a pair of boots on, and you know the way they do the layering? So there's a white top, okay? Now over that, there's a purple top, and then over that, there's a black cardigan, and then over that, there's a scarf. And I thought, how modest is this kid supposed to be, okay? Like, how is she supposed to dress? I really don't understand this because I seen kids playing, and they were playing outdoors, okay? Like in swimsuits. So not only is McKelty not outdoors, she's in her own house. And Kody has told us that it's absolutely roasting here. So I don't understand what the deal is. Like, what is this kid doing wrong? I really, really didn't get it. Also, I was wondering, how does Christine feel about all this now? Because the owl modesty like is completely gone out the window. And I've seen that titty tattoo. Like, I see it a lot. She shows it off all the time. Look, good for her. I mean, if that's what you like, that's what you like. And I am glad. I am glad that she is, like, in a much better place. But we're on the sofa, okay? And the adults are basically telling us that, well, people in Vegas dress like sluts and whores, okay? And they're worried about the influence on the kids. And I'm thinking that is definitely a you problem. It's definitely like a you problem. And then, oh, this is so toxic, okay? Because we're in the house with Robyn, and Robyn says that the girls don't understand that they're sending messages with the way they dress. And I thought, who invited Jim Bob Duggar here? Like, this is an awful thing to say. I don't actually remember disliking Robyn as much as I do. Like, I think when I watched this initially, okay, I didn't hate her, you know. Now I do actually hate her. But like this Jim Bob Duggar kind of style, and like these aren't even her children. Like, I know that all the women share the children, but like she didn't. These kids like didn't grow up with her. So for her to be saying this, it's just like, stop it. Like, shut up, Robyn. The Duggars were actually another family that I was completely and utterly fascinated with, okay? Now, I didn't like them as much as well, I'm sorry, I meant the parents. I didn't like the parents as much as I liked the Browns. I did like the kids, but yeah, I was fascinated with that family as well. Anyway, Christina's telling us that she wants a 5 bedroom house and she wants to be close to the rest of the family. And now Mona Reiki does her thing. Mona is back and she found a house for Christine. And we're seeing the house, okay? And it is really nice. But then I see Meri in the huge truck again, and I have to say, right, Meri could have definitely been like a professional, like a moving company, okay, because she's brilliant at what she does. She really, really is. And then we see a totally bald, truly Maggie Simpson in her little Mormon getup, and she's learning how to crawl. And I thought, oh, that's adorable. Like we're just seeing her trying to crawl on the floor, and I love that. So now Robyn and Meri are going to head back to Lehigh to get some of the stuff they left behind. And we see the state of the house they left, okay? And I have to say, it's worse than I thought it was, okay? But then Robyn says they had to go back to get the pets. And she says that they had to leave the pets with family. But I'm seeing a cat in the garden. And then I'm seeing dogs. So they didn't leave the pets with family, okay? I know they have family in the area, but I think what they did is they said to their family, drop over, give the animals some food and some water. So I think these animals were just like there, like just on their own. So that's crap. And it's a lie. The family was not taking care of these animals because I see them tied up in the garden. Now, we are getting into an interesting conversation, okay? It's staggered, but this conversation is interesting, okay? So we're hearing from Meri and Robyn about their relationship. And Meri says, right, to some people it would look like Robyn is a mistress and a homewrecker. And I thought, well, that's because to everybody that is watching the show, that's exactly what we can see, okay? And then I thought, what does Meri think about this now? Like, I know that she's probably not going to say it, okay, because it does seem to be taking her a longer time to come around. But I believe she is in the process of writing a book, which I cannot wait to read, by the way. But also, she has Jen, okay? She does have Jen. And I have to say, I do really like Jen. I know a lot of people don't. I don't really understand why, but I do really like Jen, okay? Because Jen can be the mouthpiece that Meri doesn't seem to, she doesn't want to be, okay? So Jen can say all the crap for Meri that Meri doesn't want to say. And I really do appreciate that about her, okay? I love that she's such a good friend to Meri because we all need a Jen in our lives, you know? And now we're seeing the dogs in cages, okay? And Robyn is telling them to relax. How on earth can these dogs relax? You booted them. The whole world seeing you boot these dogs. Like it's all over the place, you know? They're not going to relax with you. They are not going to relax. They're probably wondering like when the next boot is coming. Anyway, we're getting back into the conversation, okay? And according to Meri, the past year of her and Robyn's relationship has been a roller coaster ride. I bet it was. Anyway, she's saying that during Kody and Robyn's courtship, that she was on a downward spiral. I have to be honest, I don't remember this at all. I do not remember this. I feel like I know a lot about the family, but looking back on it, I feel like I have forgotten so much, okay? I'm gonna have to read that damn book again. It was boring as hell the first time, but I am gonna read it again, okay? And then Meri says this, right? Meri says that she did her duty by introducing them and that she wasn't needed anymore. Oh my goodness. I felt so sad for her. I really did. But I've so many thoughts about this, okay? Because I firmly believe that Meri is in love with Robyn, okay? Now, bear with me, bear with me. Because although I don't believe that Robyn was in love with Meri, I do believe, okay, that Robyn gave in to Mary's urges, okay? I do believe that because she wanted to get into this family so bad, she was willing to do, well, whatever it took, okay? And whatever it took was to be with Meri because there was no way Kody could marry Robyn without Mary's blessing because of like the planets and how all that stuff works. But anyway, that's what I believe. I believe it to be true, and I would love other people's thoughts and opinions of it because I really think that there was something there. Not now, I know not now, but initially there was definitely some kind of more of a sexual relationship with these two. And then Robyn says that her relationship with the sister wives got neglected. And I thought, well, yes. Like, of course it is, because like an 11-day honeymoon, and also like you stopped putting out for Meri. So yeah, I mean that's kind of neglecting your relationships, okay? And also, you didn't want these people in the first place. You wanted what they had. You wanted Kody and you wanted a TLC show, but you didn't want these people. And then we get a classic picture, which I absolutely and utterly love. And it's the picture of Kody head deep in Robyn's snatch. And I thought, thank God we have that captured forever. Now, I don't like this, okay? This is why I flip back and forth with Meri, okay? Because Meri is now saying that she always wanted a relationship that she has with Robyn, okay? She always wanted that kind of a relationship, a deep and cool relationship with a sister wife. And I thought, but what about the other women, Meri? Like these other women have always had your back. So, I don't like when she says that. So anyway, we're leaving Lehigh. and the house is still in bits. Like, this place is absolutely wrecked. And I thought, why? Like, you guys traveled so far. Like, just clean it up and get the damn thing rented out. It made no sense to me to just leave it in such bad condition. So we're back in Vegas, okay? And Mona Reiki found a house for Mary. And I'm seeing more moving trucks. And I thought, how much money does this cost? Like, moving trucks, like, are not cheap. And they just seem to be getting them on like a daily basis. How much money are they spending on this? But apparently there's a problem, okay? And I'm thinking, oh, well, what on earth is this problem? The problem is Mary's house. The house is 1 mile away. And I thought, that's a problem? 1 mile? Like, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But apparently Mary loves this house, and we find out that it's 3 bedrooms. And I get a better look at this house. This house is enormous. Like, it is huge, absolutely and utterly huge. Now we're on the sofa, okay? Oh, but Kody is saying, okay, that he had to take a chill pill because he didn't like that Mary's house was going to cost the same as Janelle and Christine's house. Now I do actually get what he's saying here. I understand the logic behind it, but not this kind of thing, okay? Because he is really being nasty, all right? And he's saying it's not financially responsible. But when has anything in the Browns family like ever been financially responsible, okay? But Mary is getting really upset, okay? And she's crying. And then Kody says, are you taking this personal? Like, how do you think she's going to take it, Kody? Like, how on earth do you think that she's going to take it? But I was glad about this because Janelle and Christine are sticking up for Mary, okay? And I was actually happy to see that. And then Mary says, just because she has less kids doesn't mean she deserves less. And I completely and utterly agree with her, okay? I completely and utterly agree with her. But herein lies the problem. In such a big family, okay, we have to go by number of people rather than like overall household. Because if there's 10 people living in one house, okay, well, then those 10 people need to get fed. And if there's 2 people living in another house, obviously they need to get fed too, but they don't need as much food as the 10 people. So, like, you have to be realistic, especially in a family this size. So when Mary was saying, okay, that she doesn't deserve less, okay, Robyn then says, I don't think anybody feels like that. And I thought, Robyn, you are new here. This woman, I'm telling you, she really does, like, she drives me mad. And now she's telling us how Mary feels because Mary can't have kids. And I thought, shut up, Robyn. But then Mary, okay, Mary is getting really upset talking about her inability to have more children. And I have to say, I absolutely hate Robyn in this moment. I do. Like, poor Mary, she looks absolutely and utterly heartbroken. And I thought, why did you even bring this up, Robyn? Like, why? It's not even your business. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, oh, we're sorting out Mary's house, okay? And Logan and his kids are helping. So we're being told that we're having a block party, and I was delighted to see this because Janelle is making fairy cakes, okay? Now we know that Janelle doesn't have a lot of kitchen confidence, okay? But I was happy to see her like confident in her own kitchen, doing her own thing, and also like being involved with the rest of the family. I was happy to see that. So the family is saying that the worst thing would be if someone showed up and told them like what they taught them, and then Robyn says and throw eggs. Robyn, nobody. Have you seen the price of eggs? Nobody is wasting an egg on you. No, nobody cares. Nobody is throwing an egg at you. Okay. So we're at the party and we're meeting Edna. Okay. And initially Edna didn't like the idea for her daughter Misty, who didn't get a name tag, by the way, but her name is Misty. So Misty told her mother not to be judgmental, and we are very thankful that we have people like Misty in the world. So apparently, okay, Edna just yells at other people's kids, and I think Edna probably does like a bit more than that. She kind of strikes me as the person who kind of like give out little like mini pinches. And while Edna is talking about Misty, okay, she says that Misty can't cook and would burn water. And then Christine says, me too. Now, I have seen this woman, okay, making the streusel cake, making like the castro breakfast, making the homemade hamburger buns. I know that this woman can cook, okay? But this is what I love about Christine because Misty is saying, nah, can't cook. And Christine is just trying to join in, also make this person feel better about themselves. And she's like, yeah, me neither. So I do actually love that about Christine. So we're meeting the other neighbors, okay? I have a lot of thoughts on this. Janelle says that she has friends from all walks of life, okay? Now I've noticed that this is quite a diverse neighborhood. Like there's not only white people here, and I was wondering, okay, how on earth do the family feel? Because like do they even know people like who aren't white? Do they know people from other religions, from other backgrounds and ethnicities? I was wondering, is this the first time that they have met anybody who like isn't a white person, who like isn't a white Mormon person? And then Kody says, right, is this because he's talking to one of the neighbors and he says to one of the neighbors, is this your wife? It's the guy's stepdaughter, okay? And Kody says, usually that's what people say to polygamists when they have a 13-year-old wife. And I thought, oh my God, I need to throw up. So now we're meeting Rufus, okay? I like Rufus, straight to the point kind of guy. So he's saying basically polygamy is just lust, and I totally and utterly agree with him, okay? I really, really do. Then, spokeswoman of the family, Robyn says, if it was really just about lust, a prostitute is so much cheaper. And I thought, is it really though? Is it really cheaper, Robyn? Because he's not looking after these women financially. So, how would it be cheaper? Because he gets to have all these women, he gets to have all these children, he gets to beep bop back and forth to all of these houses, but it doesn't cost him a penny. So, would it really be cheaper for a prostitute? I don't think so. I don't think so at all, because he would have to fork out for that. Here, he's getting everything free. And then my mind is all kind of blown again, okay? Because I see Aurora and she's in a little sundress, okay? And she's outdoors, like with other people. But McKelty has to cover up completely indoors. So this is not making any sense to me at all. So Robyn says that this neighborhood is not Mormon and not like what she's used to. So again, I'm wondering, is she talking about the diversity in this area, okay? I really was thinking that because I don't think that these people are, well, apart from Janelle and Kody, I don't think that the others have much life experience outside of like Mormonism. But anyway, apparently, according to Robyn, she's not going to judge. And I thought, well, that's like really good of you, you know? Great. So now we're seeing each wife's routine in their new house, okay? Meri is cleaning, Janelle is writing in her journal, and I have to say, Janelle has lovely handwriting, and Christine, of course, is with the kids. So we find out that Leon is going to a party, and I thought, what party? Who are they going with? Where did they meet this person? We didn't find any of that out. But anyway, I was glad to find out that Leon is making friends, okay? So Meri says that she likes her time alone. And we see Christine praying with the kids, and I noticed that Savannah and Garrison were there, and I loved seeing that, okay? I love seeing all the family together. Now, Janelle is already worried that the family won't get back into one big house, and I thought, spoiler alert. So, anyway, now we're in Robyn's, okay? And Kody just bursts through the door. Like, the door nearly comes out the hinges, okay? But I noticed something. He didn't knock. Which made me think, okay, Robyn has said that she doesn't like people to just come into her house, okay? She likes them to knock. So what she's really saying is that she doesn't want the other wives or children coming into her house. Because if Kody didn't give her a fright when he was coming in, well then the others wouldn't either. So it's not that she doesn't want them to just come unannounced. She just literally doesn't want these people. But anyway, as Kody is like bouncing into this door, okay, Aurora is jumping up, okay, and she's saying like, "Daddy's here, Daddy's here." And I thought, this is not your daddy, love. I know I've said this before, okay, but this just makes me incredibly uncomfortable, okay? And I think it's the fact that it's so over the top. Because like I really was a daddy's girl, okay? And I was very clingy as a kid. I was very irritating. But I was incredibly clingy, okay? Now if my dad had gone away and come back, I would have just been like, "Oh, how are you, Dad?" You know, so it's so over the top, it's so dramatic, and this is definitely not organic. But we're seeing more of Robyn's routine, okay? And now bear in mind the other woman's routine. Robyn's routine is having dinner with her kids and with Kody. Like that's her routine, okay? Now I have to say these two are all over each other. They're all over each other. Now from the sofa, Robyn says, a little while after they moved here. So is she talking about the new house here? I believe that she is. But she says, a little while after they moved here, she said, let's get a pregnancy test. Okay, spoilers, positive. But anyway, apparently Kody was so happy that he had knocked Robyn up that he just started crying, which got me thinking, okay, how on earth did he react to the other women like telling him that, you know, that they were going to have a baby. Like, how did he react to that? Like, Robin is saying that he had tears like streaming down his face. Did he have that with the other kids? And also, Truly is less than 1 year old here, okay? The baby is literally, she's just learning to crawl, okay? She's not even a year old yet. Like, she's still in nappies. Have you seen that kid's head? Can we give her a year, like just 1 year, being the spotlight of this family? Like, throw this kid a bone for God's sake. And like Robin is saying, like that they've been married ages. Have you? I mean, this is what you consider ages? Oh my goodness. But then I'm about to get even more annoyed, okay? Because I see Kody putting Robin's kids to bed. And I thought, well, why didn't he put the other kids to bed? They're over there praying with Christine. I'm sure they would have, like, a kiss goodnight and to be tucked in by their father. But you're putting, like, Robin's kids to bed? And I just thought, this is so telling. This is so, so telling. Now, Robin and Kody tell us, okay, that they've been keeping this news secret. And I was wondering, is this normal, like in their religion? Because when I'm thinking about Christine like being pregnant with Truly, I can imagine Christine saying to the Janelle and to Mary, we're gonna have another baby in the family. And Janelle would have been the same. And when Mary was expecting Leon, like they would have just said, we're gonna have another baby in the family. Like I can imagine them just saying that, but these two are keeping a secret. So I was all kind of, I don't think that that's the way it's supposed to go. And then Robin says. Oh, Robin says that she's worried about how Mary is going to take it. Like, how do you think she's going to take it? How on earth do you have literally just sat on the sofa like a few minutes ago and basically told us that this woman is barren. So how do you think that she's going to take it finding out that you're pregnant by her husband? Like, come on, Robin, and now Robin is telling us even more, okay, about Mary's infertility. And I thought, like, shut up, Robin, Number one, it's not even your business, okay? Like, if anybody wants to tell us, Mary will tell us, okay? This is not your business. It's not your place to say. Also, it's definitely not the right time to say when you are pregnant with a baby that the other woman wants. Like, how insensitive is this woman? But if you think that's bad, it's gonna get worse. This is gonna get worse, okay? Because Robin says that she's going to go to Mary's, okay, before dinner to tell her. And I thought, hang on a second, the feckin' camera crew is there. You're doing all this in front. And not only that, okay, she said that she wants to go baby clothes shopping with Mary. Now, Mary does not want to go baby clothes shopping for your kid that you're having with her husband. She doesn't. And also, hang on, baby clothes shopping? Did you see the amount of kids in this family? We're not getting new baby clothes. I'm sure Christine has bundles of baby clothes to like last forever, We're not getting new baby clothes. But I thought, how insensitive. Like, she is just, oh my God. I can't with this woman. But then she says, right, a baby can be a reminder of the intimacy between a husband and his wife. And I thought, well, no shit, Robin. Like, no, thanks for that biology lesson. We really, really needed that. We know you got knocked up. You're delighted. We know. And Mary is going to be heartbroken. And I think deep down that that's what you wanted. I really, really do. Because I get a cruel streak from Robin. And I don't know whether I picked up on that before, but I am really beginning to see that she is incredibly cruel. And I think perhaps I know that she's really thick, but I think she actually is doing this intentionally. She has a nasty streak about her, and I don't like it. But anyway, this is the end of season 2 now. So Robin is up to duff, and she has actually, she's really solidified her place in this family. So we're on to season 3, and I have to say I am really looking forward to it because I hadn't realized that I had forgotten so much, like of the nuances that went on between all the different family members. So I am looking forward to season 3. Anyway, this is our recap. Season 2 is over. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day.